Close the gap, which is the most challenging for student and teacher, because students should learn and answer questions, should learn question and answer strategies that they can use to close the gap as to where am I weak, how can I improve myself. But these have to be fed through from the teacher. These questions, either you have them given out first as to where, how, when, what, why, so then they can pick up that and frame sentences and gauge their own ability. So what do I need to change in my work to improve its quality? Where can I get help from? What resources do I need? These are all questions that will be created or kind of have to be discovered by the kids by realizing their potential, and when they understand where they have to go, how they have to go. Lastly, it says educators open the door to using assessment in more productive ways when they acknowledge that students respond differently to the use of test scores as threats or punishment or promises of reward. So I don't understand this clearly, but I'm guessing it says if you do well, you get a chocolate. If you don't do well, you get a ruler. So I've always got the latter, so not always got a chocolate. So those who succeed keep striving, and those who fail may give up. So that's again human nature. It comes to an understanding, a reality of the situation is that okay, I'm not good at maybe math and geometry, and I'm wasting my time doing it, but I'm good at art and music, so where should the parent help his child do better? Would it waste months and years just drilling math into him, or just say, okay, relax and put you in a music school? You never know, to create a genius. So, yeah. So in this way, classroom assessment for learning becomes a school improvement tool that helps create responsible, engaged, and self-directed learners. Classroom assessments, which obviously have self-assessment or peer assessment or teacher-student assessment all under one account. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Shanta has a question to follow.
You're saying earlier can't have self-assessment.
Good, I wanted somebody to respond to that.
I disagree with that point because I think in the earlier, at least I'm guessing Vidi Koina, Falguni and Krishna, they do have, I want to know, I don't know what the earlier does have self-assessment, because it can be done if you've been doing coloring. It can be like, see whether you've colored inside the block. That's like a self-assessment to the child, so that can be done in earlier. So instead of grade 2,
the objective is make
it's
simple
and
at their level. Then it can
be done. You can also have an exemplar put up, and you can ask them to see that have you colored, look at this picture, look at
have you
colored.
learning have you met these expectations?
It could be as simple as a smiley and a sad, or as simple as a take care of the cross.
Basically, just with 2 points or in 1 point for self-assessment, as long as it's 1 point.
But then that actually helps it, motivates the child to. Exemplars really help in lower grades.
Exemplars, like what an example?
Like an example, what it should look like, what is the expected piece to look like. Like for example, I'll just give you an example. When I was doing the writing draft and everything, so trying to teach them the steps of the process, like what is a pre-draft, what is drafting, what is editing and revising. So I was actually at 3-4 days, I just tried to do it and teach it and everything modeled. Then I said, okay, wait. So I came to Disha and I said, can I have one of your students' piece, which is all the process? I showed it to them. I said, this is one piece. You write it this way. This is where the edits are done. Then you revise it. And then you publish it. So this is where's the published thing, and they had just typed it out, not printed it. So the students actually understood it that it's one piece of writing in which you have to make all the changes. These are the same steps, it's just steps in that one piece of writing. Because before that I kept getting piece after piece after piece with the same errors. So then showing them an exemplar really worked.
There is also another way I used to do it in my own school when I was teaching younger kids. What we used to do is I used to put up on the board. So to get 4 stars, you have to do this. You must have this, this, this.
Yeah.
To get 3 stars, you must have this, this, this. To get 2 stars, should have this. So the students can self-decide how many stars I want, and then they work towards it. They genuinely check their work. Do I have all this? And then they will come and say, Miss, I have to get 4 stars. So that is how you can do self-assessment in the younger grades. But you have to be very visual and clear with your targets.
And it has to be at the levels.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about, it's not an authentic, like you cannot.
It may not always be a genuine, like
But
a correct
it may
assessment.
not be very genuine, but it is. This is what, because we have our thought process in that way. But if the child has an understanding according to his or her perspective, so that's the child's understanding. So it may not be as good, as our standards, but we can get the child's understanding through that why he thinks that this is done this way or she's done this.
There
So it's
will
again a very
There will be
genuine
some
piece.
children who
I
realize
would
that
again-
what I have done is correct. There will be children with a lower grade will say, but this I have done it, it is right, I have colored it. So for him or her, the coloring is done. Maybe it's not filled up. So then what do you do? Then yes, you give a star.
No, but if the child thinks he deserves a star, you can give it, but you can say that if it was
Exactly.
me, I would be
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it this way. So you just put him in that situation, you give him the correct perspective and you let it be there. And gradually they do start genuinely giving genuine assessment. You have to keep putting them in that situation on a consistent.
Yeah, so you keep correcting them. Not
Yes.
correcting them, but
Showing
correcting
them
in a way. Yeah.
And then again, like one of you said, I think assessment, the purpose of assessment is not just learning, it's
Yeah.
also motivating.
Yes.
So through self-assessment, probably what we are achieving is also motivating them. So you're not always looking at have they learned it, it's also are they motivated probably. So you've met that aspect of a growth.
But wouldn't it be harsh if one child is singled out by the rest of the class,
But
saying that his work is not up to the mark?
If the child is being
By his own-
self-critical
Yeah.
and saying I'm not good, and you genuinely feel it's correct, that means the child understands himself or herself really well. So then you can help the child achieve that goal by helping the child set a goal for themselves. Okay, so you know you're not good. So what do you think should be your goal? Again, be realistic, time bound, all of those things. Like the aspects of goal. You can't just have a random goal which you can't achieve. So okay, you want to become, what's the achievable goal that you want to have? And then how soon do you think? And how are we going to work towards it? I did exactly that after PTSM. I sat with them. I said, so what was the feedback? What are your goals now? Where do you think you lack? What do you think you want to work on? So everybody, the feedback we had given them, they had their own individual goals and we keep connecting them back. Like, okay, so you had said this is your goal for this next term, so how are you going to be working towards that? So it's just being self-assessing yourself and reflecting on your own growth habits.
Self-assessment is self-assessment. It doesn't.
But it's still driven by the teacher.
No, it's not. That's what
Because you are asking the question.
you are laying down some rules, some standard.
Seeing if they match the
Yeah.
if they're reaching the
And then you let the child decide. You're not going to judge that self-assessment. The child, you have laid it down from before, and the child is given the freedom to assess himself or herself. You're not going to.
He deserves 1 star, but he wants to give him 5 stars. So then you could have 5
Yeah, but there will be a teacher evaluation also of the same. So you have
Yeah, so that will be a different thing. That's not self-assessment. The teacher will be assessing, that is the teachers.
It's nicer if a child is confident rather than be very self-critical, because that helps in growth in latter years. Because very often if children are not confident in their own self, they won't be able to achieve as much later, because confidence is all about what we see now. It's very important.
And a child who always says that I've done it okay. I mean, you've shown them him an example and all that, but still the child turns around and says that I've done it. I've done everything. That's a process that the child is going through. That day, the child has not got the answers that given you the answers that you expect. But he is learning to assess himself. So today it might not come out in the right way, after a few others. So it's you're just developing that skill in that child.
Thank you.